Hello, my loves. We're going to go into the solar plexus messages for the masculine and feminine stabilizing sacred union today. But I wanted to let you know a few things that have opened up that sort of all intersects with this. I did not plan to go this quickly into the solar plexus, but I'm not going to censor the energies when they're ready to open and land. So, since the last time I saw you, I actually did record a standalone session for receiving resources. And the receiving resources was born out of the root and the sacral chakra energies. And it was really intersected with the heart. And it was this gorgeous, peaceful, calming energy that really just allowed us to drop into receptive energies. And there's a lot more, but so much has been coming in since then. I'll just drop it in the pinned comments. It's over in the post, the community area, the post tab, if you want to check it out there. And of course, you can check my website. Like I said, I'll put it all in there. But very supportive for anyone who's been feeling like you're not receiving resources, supports at the level that you feel you've been working. So this was about connecting with financial, monetary resources, vitamins, minerals, nutrition, love, support, reciprocity, you name it, it was in there. Okay. So anyway, I also, like I said, unexpectedly recorded the solar plexus session today. And really, how that came about was there's just this really beautiful, calming, centered, stable presence that was in the energies. And so I was guided to go on and really start it with the presence. And as it unfolded, it really went deeply into unraveling the inverted energies between the internal masculine and feminine, as well as the inverted or suppressed energies between the divine feminine and divine masculine counterparts and the collectives. Okay. And there was actually quite a bit of the inverted and suppressed energy. And as that started to move and open, it allowed the polarities to come into their true alignment. And it sort of opened up into this like nesting dolls session in the sense that it was like your own internal inner union, masculine and feminine, coming into harmonization, clearing the inversions, having the magnetic and the electrical energies coming into the correct alignment. And then also in the sacred union container, the feminine was in her feminine polarity and her magnetic energy, and the masculine was embodying into his electric masculine energy polarity. And it was like the bigger, again, sacred union container that was allowing for the larger energy of the union to sort of amplify. So again, it's like working with those your own internal energies and then embodying into the shared sacred union space. And we also landed much deeper and directly into the new Earth living library grid on Mother Earth. And she actually opened up a beautiful container for each sacred union container to land and embody into the new Earth grid. So it was unexpected and powerful. And I'm really kind of blown away by these sessions because I'm going into them not always knowing what's going to unfold and open, but I can also see where this is the exact energies we have been working on for quite some time, especially over this past 5 year window. Not to say there was nothing before that, but the collectives really went into overdrive and big time this past 5 years because the planetary energies opened in a new way that we didn't previously have available to us. So again, if any of you can jump into that series anytime you're ready. The root, sacral, and solar plexus sessions are landed. And the most recent one, the solar plexus, was over an hour. I literally thought it was like 15, 20. No, I knew it was probably like over a half hour, but I would had no idea it went that long because it just felt so smooth and supportive. And I could really sense where so much space was made in the roots and the sacral, that there was a lot more space for the solar plexus, powerful, confident presence to land for the feminine and masculine. All right. My sense with this series and this process and my guidance is that these energies are unfolding on a planetary collective scale. And these videos and messages and sessions are amplifying and supporting the process of embodiment. Okay. The more tuning into it and working with it. So lots of regeneration, restoration, reparation, and just, yeah, the words that came through were the dance of sacred union and breaking new ground. And that was when it really opened up into the new foundation. So, with that said, another deep energy that came forward was illumination. And so, what I want to do as I'm saying this is I want to open up and pull in some cards and some messages and some channelings around what is being illuminated for the sacred union container and what divine feminine might be witnessing and what's being illuminated for her, and also what is being illuminated for divine masculine. Okay. Let's go into that. Yep, we're going to go right into the feminine. That's what's coming through. I know that a lot of you are feeling the combo of the energies simultaneously. That flew right out, so I'm going to take it. Wow. Okay, so for the feminine, what's being illuminated, the divine mother nurturing compassion and grace, going with the flow, letting go, cleansing and receiving, and setting boundaries, threshold protection and honor. So, wow, you want to talk about solar plexus, right? Because the solar plexus is that power center. And when we're talking about the masculine and feminine polarity and the feminine and her energy, her power, her confidence, her presence, it's her capacity to feel safe, to be all of who she is a result of her capacity to set boundaries, right? So we think of boundaries as a limit, but really, as we set those boundaries, it allows our internal power to come back online. Part of what I was seeing with this in the session and in the energies was like where past powers had been breached or inverted or confused. And there was sort of like a rip or a hole where there was a lack of boundaries, right? So we're talking about back to the core separation. But as you're opening up and restoring these, you can heal the rips and regenerate back into your own powerful life force. And so the boundaries, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, create those thresholds of protection that allow you to harness and embody and focus more of your power. So it feels like what is being illuminated as a result of your boundaries and your standards is your capacity to now be able to go with the flow because you feel safe enough to open up, to surrender, to land, because your boundaries are holding the container so that you can open up and receive, right? The receptive, the powerful energies, right? So your opening creates a magnetic energy, a radiance, if you will, right? Like, look at her, she's radiating. So when the boundaries come into place, the standards come into place, instead of your energy and power leaking, it is now building, right? It's building within your energetic field, it's building within your body. And now your radiance, your radiant, gorgeous energy of flow and creation is now just radiating outward and acting as a magnet, right? The magnetic energy to draw in what is aligned with you. Excuse me. And a piece and a part of this, this divine mother energy is coming in to not only support the sacred feminine, but also igniting a deeper sense of this nourishing, nurturing, compassionate energy within the feminine essence, right? Because the feminine feels safe and stable, she can now soften into that receptive energy, which makes her incredibly magnetic, but also because she's cleaned up the inverted energies, she's cleaned up the distortion, she's actually attracting what is aligned for her, right? Because in the past, when we had so many of those inversions and the trauma and the pain and all of those things that we didn't know were there, they were like attracting in the drama and the trauma and the pain and the suffering, but it was just part of those energies that were frozen in our systems, in our auras, past lives, ancestrally. But the more that you're thawing and clearing those, the more you're dropping in your true essence. And then you become magnetic for your soul's alignment, right? Your soul's blueprint. Okay. So when it comes to your solar plexus energy, your power comes within your focus, within your presence of nurturing, caring for yourself, loving yourself, supporting yourself. And literally, I can feel it as I'm speaking. It's like nourishing yourself is nourishing the sacred union, nourishing, it's like nourish to flourish, right? Nourishing yourself on all of the levels in whatever ways you can to help your energy to flourish in that radiance, right? All you can just be present and you'll draw in what it is that's aligned for you. Okay. All right. Now, what do we have with the masculines? Okay. The masculines are feeling, okay, let's see. They want me to get one from the shaman, mystical shaman. They want a couple from the shaman dream deck and one from the mystical shaman. Okay. I get it. I feel like that's representative of like where they're acknowledging their evolution and coming into their power, their magnificence, and love it. Okay, let's see what they want to bring forward from their power. Whoa. Okay, you saw that. Fly. So we have Moon Maiden New Beginning, and it's card number 41. This feels significant. Whale Song Resonating, number 61. And then I think it's interesting they wanted the shaman, mystical shaman, and that is also card number 41, the rainbow. So again, here we have more of this. Wow. We talk about what did I just say about the feminine, right? Getting into her own vibe and it like magnetizes in the energy. So it's like the masculines are feeling the pull of the new beginning. They're feeling the resonance of the vibration, of the frequency, of the sacred union, and literally how that flew across the table. If you look at it, it's like these energies are just being magnetized, pulled right in. And a big part of it is the masculine electric energy. In that session, it was coming in as little lightning bolts um, of power, like illuminating the grid of sacred union, the sacred union grid between the masculine and feminine. And wow. So again, just to reiterate, the feminine holding her power, coming into her power, and focusing in her presence is literally magnetizing the masculine in to her space. It's like I'm sensing it as like an organizing power, right? And not because she's pushing or pulling or even focusing on the masculine. She's just focusing on herself and her own presence and being open to embodying the sacred union container. And this is naturally drawing in what is aligned for her. But I do feel like there's something specific that wants to come through for the masculines. And this 4141, I feel like, again, they have more that they want to share, but it felt like they want to acknowledge the power and the presence of the feminine, and her focus and her magnetic energy is like an organizing power. The same way the masculines have their organizing power with their electric energy and their action energy. This is how the polarities work together. I can feel it. It's like boom, they both just come into alignment. But the masculines do want to show something else. What is going on with the masculines? What's being illuminated with the masculines' power? Because look at this. You know, this solar plexus energy came out within each of these masculine and feminine messages. Okay, they actually want me to go into the tarot for the masculine because they are expressing that it is very much in the physical world. So this again will be for any of you, right? But you take it how it fits for you. So this is physical world changes within the power, the solar plexus, the confidence, the presence, right? Let's see what we got. Okay. So Queen of Wands in Justice. And right away, I mean, we're talking about illumination, right? And this to me is like this Queen of Wands on so many levels. You take the Sun card, but then this card, this Queen of Wands to me is like a moment of that embodied illumination, like where she realized something about herself and her power and her presence. And this is bringing in the justice. I feel part of it is that it's activating the masculine's internal feminine essences as a reminder. He may not sit there and call it his feminine essences, which is totally fine, but his intuition, his creation, his flow, his surrender, his wow, his song. Wow. I just, I can feel that in my heart so deeply. The masculine is remembering his own song, his own voice, his own truth is being illuminated. He is starting to remember who he is, what his power is, what his gift is. I feel something very specifically opening in the heart, which would make sense because we're moving into the heart next. But he does want to share a little bit more. It is. It's like I was gonna say when I was looking at this justice card, I was noticing how peaceful that she is. And I feel like the masculine, what I'm sensing is the masculine forgot that internal peacefulness. And it's being illuminated. He's remembering something where he felt present, he felt powerful, he felt peaceful. And it does feel connected to the feminine. They're making this clear that whatever is happening with this process is illuminating memories from your connection, but in a way that whatever it was, feminines, that you shared with the masculine, he's learning how to do it for himself. And this is huge because I know there's things that the masculine shared with the feminine that she has had to embody, right? And so now those activations, those memories, those remembrance of what the sacred feminine presented, what she provided, what she illuminated for the masculine, the peacefulness, the presence, the balance, the harmonization, the unity consciousness, the perspectives are being remembered and illuminated within the masculine. But what is happening is he is learning and embodying those for himself. He's not just taking divine feminine's perspective and owning it as his own. He's taking her perspective and digesting it and embodying it for himself, which is adding to the illumination. It's adding to the creation. The same way feminine has done that with the information she really received from divine masculine. Okay. This is very, very powerful. And it, like, as we're talking about the polarities coming into harmonization as the inversions are being released, the basically the veils are being lifted and the truth is being illuminated. They're realizing the gifts that they received from one another, but they're also realizing the gifts that they hold within themselves. And your own internal gifts, coupled with the gifts of the counterpart, amplify everything. And then when you're both syncing up and learning and growing, again, you have that third energy being born and birthed, not only into yourself, into your connection, but onto our beautiful, gorgeous planet. Okay? I'm telling you, things are really opening in a new way. The unicorns want to come forward with a message. I feel a deep excitement around the sacred union containers stabilizing into the new earth grid. The fact that we've worked through the lower chakras and are preparing to go into the heart chakra, there is a lot of excitement building, okay, around this. What do we got? What do we got from the unicorns? I can feel it. The animals want to come forward for you as well. So we got one from the unicorns and then from this was what I was kind of feeling, but they wanted to share it. Magic. Make a wish, believe in magic, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. Ooh, wow. Yes, I can feel the magic opening. I can feel it. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. As the polarities are coming into alignment, it's like a motor to the boat, right? This is why we're just going to keep going. Okay. Let's see what would the animals like to share. Horse spirit, freedom is yours. So the unicorn and the horse wanted to come together. This to me is like the embodiment of the physical, powerful, embodied masculine and the physical, empowered, embodied feminine coming together. The higher chakra magic with the physical world magic. Love it. because the two coming together is what creates the creation, right? Of course, they're both powerful creators in and of themselves, but coming together in aligned unison and aligned power, not in competition, but with enough space for both of them to land and harmonize because you're learning and you've learned how to hold your true self, all of who you are, and now you're syncing up and aligning with the masculine who's doing the same. And if you don't feel like you're there at this time, that's okay. Now you know what you can focus on. It's perfect. It's all in divine and perfect timing. Okay, my loves? Hold yourself, stabilize yourself, nurture and nourish yourself, and continue to hold the vision and the stabilization of what it is that you feel you are here to experience and embody in this lifetime. Okay? All right. We're going to leave it there. I'm sending you so much love. Again, I'm going to put all that information in the pinned comment for you. If you would like to join the series, would love to have you. You can go at your own pace. I do encourage you to do them in order from the roots to the sacral to the solar and so on whenever you find this. They are working together quite lovely and seamlessly to help build and support the container in the earth. All right. Take care. See you soon. Much love. Bye.